just like you couldn't when you made up that crap about the Gray family. That's it. I'm going to sue you for that, too.
You can't sue him for what he said about somebody else, you fear-mongering numbnut. In late 2007, one of Alex Jones' biggest supporters called CPS on me. A lady showed up on a few occasions, but of course nothing came out of it. So I thought I'd call Alex Jones to see if he cared if I called CPS on him. Originally, I was not able to speak with the conspiracy nut, but I spoke with one of his operators. In a nutshell, I asked his operator how Alex Jones would feel if I called CPS on him.
I mean, they never listen until I end up dragging them through court. And then it's not a joke anymore.
No, it's not, is it? And sometimes you just have to go through that legal process to prove to people that you're not playing around, that this is a serious issue, that you can't slander me in every which way, shape, and form to try to discredit the actual information that's out there.
Well, they call up threatening other people at their homes. They post the tapes online. They're very proud of themselves. Every dirty trick, every form of lying, every form of threat. I had them call up and threaten to call CPS on my kids. And then they're mad that I threatened them back and said, I'm going to have to sue you. And they posted something else about it the other day. I mean, just if the CPS shows up at my house, you will be sued. Okay, you understand, you bastard? I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
No, you're not. Now tell them why it is you want to sue people, fat man.
Just, you know, folks, give me a bunch of money, because I want to sue a bunch of people, too, and I'm not litigious. It's not even for money. When I sue them, it isn't even for money. It's to make them hire lawyers to hurt them back.
Oh, my. Something tells me that's illegal. Thanks for being stupid enough to blurt out your motives for suing on the radio, you moron. Now get this. Remember the Malkin incident I showed you? Malkin, minding your own business and getting confronted by the nut job? Well, Alex Jones was threatening to sue her, too. Remarkable.
And I said, Malkin, I do not want to sue you. And I told her manager, everybody, I said, you better come out with the truth. And by the way, my dad wants me to put a PI, and I've done this a couple times on people. You know, again, sent the head of Access TV to prison with a PI, and then we fed the info to the police. I mean, I'm not playing games. These people were with her, and I am mad.
Mark Davis of the Dallas Morning News wrote an article in a blog about the incident. He erroneously wrote that Jones said kill Michelle Malkin.
And I want Mark Davis to know something, too. Mark Davis, you don't have Big Belo lawyers, and I'm going to sue you personally if you don't retract this, you piece of crap jackass. This is not a joke. You don't go in one of the largest newspapers in the country and tell people I said kill a woman when it's a fraud and a lie, and you know it.
It wasn't in the newspaper. It was in a blog that doesn't get that many views.
So I'm going to tell you something, Mark Davis. This isn't a joke. This isn't a game. I don't threaten people unless I am really intending to do something.
Like we haven't heard that before.
So I'm going to give you 48 hours to retract your lies about me, or I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to take that jet boat, I'm going to take that water ski away from you. You understand? I mean, I am going to hurt you like you've hurt me. That's how it works. You've damaged me, and I'm giving you this chance. If you retract, I will not sue you. But if you hold the defamation up, I am going to come after you, Mark Davis. You have been put on notice.
Mark Davis never did write a retraction. He did, however, remove that entry from the blog. Of course Jones is lying. He never sued Mark Davis. Mark Davis never gave a retraction. You've already seen this, but I'll show it again.
I'm going to sue you. That's a $10,000 camera. I swear to God I will.
Yeah, you're going to sue that guy too? Okay, whatever you say. Another Patriot squabble broke out between Alex Jones and Jeff Rentz in March 2009. I could be wrong on the details, but I believe Rentz wrote on his website that Alex Jones' wife and kids were Jewish. Jones didn't like that, so he threatened to sue him too. Go figure.
It was a radio talk show host who contacted me and interviewed me several times, asked to do a show on Genesis, said fine. I mean, then I heard him go to speakerphone. I said, oh, you got somebody listening. You want me to yell at you now? And I didn't say any of the things he said here. Thank God I had witnesses here in studio while I was on the phone. We've had somebody try this before, so I'm going to take legal action against this. And that's just the end of it. And I'm going to take legal action against the other people that air any of it. And I promise that.
You promise that? You're not very good at keeping promises, are you?
I'll take all your money. I'll sue ya if you even look at me funny. I'll sue ya. I'll take all your money. I'll sue ya if you even look at me funny. I'll sue ya. I'll take all your money. I'll sue.
One of the nuttiest claims from Alex Jones and his cult followers is that some of the 19 hijackers of the 9/11 attacks are still alive. The BBC wrote a column stating some of the hijackers were still alive on September 23, 2001. This was a false report, of course. Many of the hijackers had common Arabic names. This was simply shoddy reporting by the BBC. And of course, they were the only news outlet to report this nonsense. Now, when you hate America as much as Alex Jones does, you'll believe and recite as fact any erroneous reports. You'll see he does this quite frequently throughout this documentary. Now, if there's one thing the 9/11 inside job nutballs like Alex Jones can prove, it's the alive hijacker claim. Of course, Alex Jones has never made an attempt to find these alive hijackers, but it won't stop him from saying they are still alive. Here he is from July 2003, nearly 2 years after the attack, telling Ann Coulter that 9 of the hijackers are still alive.
You know that, but he got away at the last minute.
Well, 9 of the hijackers are still alive, and unfortunately for you, Ann, our audience is educated and aware of what you're up to. This whole spin.
Up to?
Yeah, you're saying there's no...
to talk about a book, and I'm getting a bunch of nut theories thrown at me.
Well, 9 of the hijackers are still alive. Well, 9 of the hijackers are still alive. Well, 9 of the hijackers are still alive.
And here we are in 2004 with Alex Jones telling more people that 7 of the hijackers are still alive. I don't know if Alex can keep his lies straight or if he has a super secret document stating 2 of the hijackers died in 2003 and or 2004.
How many of you know that the supposed hijackers, it turned out 7 of them are still alive? That's the BBC. How many of you know that the supposed hijackers, it turned out 7 of them are still alive? That's the BBC.
On 2 occasions, you just heard Alex Jones state that 7 or 9 of the hijackers were still alive. Can someone explain to me how anybody takes this nut seriously? Alive hijackers? Sweet Jesus. In Alex Jones' Hate America First film, 9/11 Martial Law, he states the decoys, the hijackers, were on board the planes, then a gas knocked out the occupants, and a remote-controlled decoy plane was flown into the towers.
Once the decoys, known as hijackers, were on board the planes, a gas was released, knocking out the occupants of the aircraft. Then a small criminal group, in control of remote control systems patented for over 20 years, took control of the aircraft and flew them into the World Trade Centers and Pentagon.
In 2009, this disgusting shithead says the hijackers were trained at U.S. military bases. Now, what sense does that make? Training hijackers to not fly planes? Can treasonous scum like Alex Jones at least try to make a little bit of sense some of the time?
Record that the hijackers were all trained at U.S. military bases in super high clearance. That's AP. I mean, this is a fact. I mean, that the embassies wouldn't let them in, and they'd say, let them in, these are...
The founding fathers would spit a fucking goober on you, you traitorous piece of fucking shit.
We're getting very close to the ultimate Sherlock Holmes here. I mean, this is dangerous. Some Secret Service agents and FBI guys were on the trail of this, and they got killed and had their bodies thrown in to Building 7. Then the media lied about that, but later had to admit, okay, there were some dead feds in there. There was also a way to get rid of people that noticed what was going on.